Today I'm going to be talking about 10 ways musicians can make money without touring. I'm TheZachMichael and I run this podcast, Creative Discipline, but I also have been a professional musician for over a decade now in production and songwriting, sync licensing. I run a publishing company and I do a bunch of different stuff in music, and I've been involved with a lot of musicians over the years. And I've seen a lot of musicians have very lucrative, successful careers without touring. While touring has traditionally been a major revenue stream for musicians, it's not the only way to make a living in this industry, and I think it's important that people see the other options because for personal reasons or financial constraints, you may not want to do live performances. And as a musician, it is possible to build alternative income streams. So here are 10 ways that musicians can generate revenue and build a career without ever hitting the road. And number one is going to be streaming revenue. With platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, artists can earn money through streaming. While the per stream payout may be small, building a strong catalog and increasing your plays through consistent releases can lead to a steady income. If you can own a large chunk of your masters, the streaming revenue can be quite lucrative if you can build up a nice catalog. You can build a catalog as an artist or as a producer or a songwriter. You're allowed to work with other people or build your own catalog, etc. But if you can own a good chunk of your masters and have good percentages on that side, streaming revenue can become quite lucrative. In the beginning, it may seem small because the per stream payout is low, but the reality is that if you can build a catalog, streaming revenue can be quite lucrative. When you see a lot of these major label artists talk about why streaming income is low, it is because in major label deals, you have to recoup against your masters before you make profit. And even once you recoup, you're owning usually a smaller chunk of your master. So this is an important thing to realize because streaming revenue, especially if you're independent or if you can own a large chunk of the master, will be quite lucrative if you can build up a good amount of streams. But people tend to get this conflicted because they look at major label artists who talk about how they don't make much money from streaming, and that's because of the major label system and how that generally works. And those artists are able to monetize in other ways. But number two, and another way that you can make money without touring, is sync licensing and sync licensing placements. And sync licensing involves placing your music and your songs in TV shows, films, commercials, and video games. A company like a music library can help connect musicians with opportunities to license their work. If you're a partner with a publishing company, like my company, Elizabeth Music Group, we actually help all of our clients pitch music for sync licensing if that's something they're interested in. And you can do it that way, or you can find a sync agent that you can work with, or create your own music library and reach out directly to music supervisors. And if you can get your music placed in TV shows, films, commercials, and video games, this can lead to a significant payout and long-term royalties. Number three, though, if you don't like relying on streaming, you can sell your music directly. I believe that instead of solely relying on streaming, a musician can make a lot of money selling their music directly to fans via their own website or some of these platforms where you can upload your own music and sell direct, like a Bandcamp. You can offer exclusive content with the music, a physical copy, or a bundle deal that can maximize earnings. I think it's important to have the music that you sell provide something that you don't get from the music being on streaming. I think having streaming is a great way to let the audience hear your songs, but then you can sell them the music directly, but it includes something else. So maybe that's exclusive content, or more songs, or a physical copy, just something along those lines. I think that's a great way to really build a business of selling music directly. I see a lot of people try to just sell the same thing they've released on streaming. And while that can work, I think if you want to maximize selling music directly, you're going to have to do a little more than that for the audience, so that way they can feel justified in that purchase. And number four is you can do merchandise sales. If selling merchandise is a great way to monetize your brand. You could do a t-shirt, a hoodie, a vinyl record, a poster, or even a digital product like a lyric book or personalized messages, which can help provide some form of passive income and just another revenue stream. I think that merchandise can be a great way to build a business and also allow your main fans to support you further. I think that's a valuable thing you can do. And I've seen some artists be able to build up very lucrative merchandise sales throughout their career. Number five, another way you can make money without touring is you can do a crowdfunding or a fan subscription. I believe that platforms like Patreon, Grouped, and Kickstarter allow musicians to generate consistent income through fan support. You can offer exclusive content such as behind the scenes videos, early song releases, and live Q&As, which can encourage fans to subscribe and support on a monthly basis. I think you need to really understand that, does the stuff I'm offering interest me if I was the audience? A lot of artists don't know how to put themselves in the shoes of the people who support them. They can only think about themselves. So you need to put yourself in the shoes of the audience. Like, would you purchase from an artist this monthly fan subscription? Does it have enough value to where you would buy that if it was your favorite artist? Because if not, you're probably not doing enough on your own fan subscription. So you need to be doing a lot to really justify that and provide enough value that your fans will stay for more than a month or two. You want people to be really engaged and really enjoy that subscription and get a lot of value from it. Number 6, and another way that I see a lot of musicians make money without touring, is teaching and coaching. Many musicians earn money by offering lessons in their instrument, vocal training, or music production. You can teach privately via Zoom and do one-on-ones or sell online courses. I know some musicians who actually make a lot of money doing this in person at schools or different things like that. So that's another great way. If you're good at teaching and coaching, you have skills that you could show people, that's another way to do it. Number 7, you can do session work and freelance collaborations. You can offer your skills as a session musician, songwriter, or producer, and this can be quite lucrative. You can connect with artists who need professional assistance with recording, mixing, or songwriting. I think this can be a great way to create some income early on if you need it in your career, and I know people who are very successful in this. Just make sure that you are very aware of what the terms are going to look like, especially if you're a session musician. You may be getting upfront money, but then not getting any publishing royalties or that kind of thing. So it's important to define your terms, make them clear, and make sure that you cover all the things that you want to be protected with legally. Because I know some session musicians who went on to play on really big records and they get no publishing for it, and they were only paid $500, and everybody else who worked on the song made millions. So you have to realize that if you're going to be a session musician, or you need to just become more of a producer or instrumentalist that can demand some publishing on these records. Number 8, you can do YouTube and social media monetization. YouTube allows musicians to earn revenue through ad placements, sponsorships, and memberships. You can post covers, tutorials, or original content regularly, and you can build a following, which can lead to ad revenue, brand deals, and affiliate marketing opportunities. I think that social media monetization can be huge, especially in the modern music industry, and you have a lot of freedom and creative control if you can build your own platform on these social media sites. Number 9, if you're a producer, you can do some stock music and beat selling. I know a lot of producers and composers who sell beats, loops, drum kits, and sample packs. And you can also create royalty-free music for these stock libraries, which can generate passive income over time. I know some people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month creating royalty-free music for stock libraries. This can be a very lucrative path if it's something you're interested in. But again, keep in mind, your music is going to be royalty-free. So you have to be aware of what that means when you're putting music on these stock libraries. Number 10, the last way that I know that musicians can make money without touring is they can do grants, competitions, and residencies. Many organizations offer grants, scholarships, and competitions for independent musicians, and artist residencies can also offer financial support and networking opportunities without the need to tour. My final thoughts are, while touring can be profitable, it's not the only way to sustain a music career. You can diversify income streams and leverage digital platforms. Musicians can create a stable revenue without ever stepping on stage. The key is consistency, creativity, and understanding how to connect with your audience in meaningful ways. So yeah, that's 10 ways I know that you can create a livable career in music without touring.